and welcome to the 100 for Halloween podcast. I'm your host, Chris Berry, also known as Seaberry VO. Thank you for joining us for this one-off special podcast just for you. Yes, you, the 100 followers that have followed me from the very beginning. For those who have just joined, welcome. And let me give you a little bit of background here. Earlier this year, I have set out a challenge to get 100 followers before Halloween. If I did, I was going to produce something a little special for everybody. The first prize was this podcast as a very special thank you for each and every single 100 of you for making this possible. Also, as an added bonus, I have given complete control creatively to the original 100 followers on what my first persona would look like. So with that being said, let the fun begin. Alright folks, I'm going to display the first 20 of my original followers here on the screen right now. So here you are, look at them, all the first 20 followers here. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the original OGs here. You are all the ones that made it all started and possible for me to even start thinking about this type of thing. So here you go. This is a quick little shout out to all of you. Up next, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after this message. Hey, you like the music that you're hearing right now? That has all been provided specially for this podcast by my good friends over at Midnight Syndicate. This is a band that has been playing instrumental music for haunted attractions and theme parks for the last 2 decades. These guys have been around for a while and they know how to make any environment extra scary. So don't be fooled with the little plug and play type music that everybody has heard. Stick with something that will give you much more. Go check them out on their YouTube page and Spotify channels at Midnight Syndicate. If you want to add extra support, go to their website at midnightsyndicate.com and buy an album today. Everybody, it is now time to display the next 20 followers here. These are 21 through 40 that are going to be on display on the screen right now. Give every single one of these people a shout out, give them a follow, give them a like. These people are absolutely awesome. So follow them, find out what they do, like it, and be sure to retweet their tweets. I gotta say thank you to every single one of you for making this possible. I do sincerely appreciate it. And with that, it is time for another commercial break. I'll see you soon. Hey, is your front lawn looks like you just bought all your Halloween decorations from the dollar store? Well, I may have an answer that may spice things up. Listen to this. This is the Halloween Music Collection album from Midnight Syndicate. It is all of their best hit songs that they have created for haunted houses and theme parks for the last 2 decades across the U.S. This will definitely spice things up and make your lawn ornaments look a little bit more sinister. So check it out at midnightsyndicate.com. Check out their YouTube channel and Spotify and listen to some wonderful and scary tunes. are the next set of names here on the screen right now. Take a look. They are all awesome here, and they also deserve your attention as well. So please, please, please go and follow them. Like their material, retweet their tweets. Believe me, these guys are crazy enough to follow me and my antics and my postings. So please go give them a follow as well. All right. With that being said, let's move on to the next activity that might give you a good scare. Is your haunted attraction a little boring? Maybe the same old tunes are not scaring people the right way anymore? Well, how about this? This right here, folks, is Midnight Syndicate, an orchestrated music group who have been creating and mastering the art of the instrumental horror music genre. These guys have been making music for over 2 decades for haunted attractions and theme parks across the US. So why not give that little extra scare, those extra goosebumps with some Midnight Syndicate? Check them out on their YouTube channel and Spotify. If you want to show your support, go to their website at midnightsyndicate.com and buy an album today. Click Clack the Rattlebag by Neil Gaiman. Before you take me up to bed, will you tell me a story? Do you actually need me to take you up to bed? I asked the boy. He thought for a moment. Then, with intense seriousness, yes, actually I think you do. It's because I finished my homework, and so it's my bedtime, and I'm a bit scared. Not very scared, just a bit. But it is a big house. And lots of times the lights don't work and it's sort of dark. I reached over and tousled his hair. I can understand that, I said. It is a very big old house. He nodded. We were in the kitchen, where it was light and warm. I put down my magazine on the kitchen table. What kind of story would you like me to tell you? Well, he said thoughtfully, I don't think it should be too scary, because then when I go up to bed, I would just be thinking about monsters this whole time. But if it isn't just a little bit scary, then I won't be interested. And you make up scary stories, don't you? I know she says that's what you do. She exaggerates. I write stories, yes. Nothing that's been published yet, though. And I write lots of different kinds of stories. But do you write scary stories? Yes. The boy looked up at me from the shadows of the door, where he was waiting. Do you know any stories about Click Clack the Rattlebag? I don't think so. Those are the best sorts of stories. Do they tell them at your school? He shrugged. Sometimes. What's a Click Clack the Rattlebag story? He was a precocious child and was unimpressed by his sister's boyfriend's ignorance. You could see it on his face. Everybody knows them. I don't, I said, trying not to smile. He looked at me if he was trying to decide whether or not I was pulling his leg. He said, I think maybe you should take me up to my bedroom, and then you can tell me a story before I go to sleep. But a very not scary story, because I'll be in my bedroom then, and it's actually a bit dark up there too. I said, shall I leave a note for your sister telling you where we are? You can, but you'll hear when they get back. The front door is very slammy. We walked out of the warmth and cozy kitchen into the hallway of the big house, where it was chilly and draughty and dark. I flicked the light switch, but nothing happened. The light bulb's gone, the boy said. That always happens. Our eyes adjusted to the shadows. The moon was almost full, and blue-white moonlight shone in through the high windows on the staircase. Down into the hall. We'll be all right, I said. Yeah, said the boy soberingly. I'm very glad you're here. He seemed less precocious now. His hand found mine, and he held onto my fingers. Comfortably, trustingly, as if he'd known me for all his life. I felt responsible and adult. I don't know if the feeling I had for his sister, who was my girlfriend, was love. Not yet. But I liked that the child treated me as one of the family. I felt like his big brother and stood taller. If there was something unsettling about the empty house, I would not have admitted it for the worlds. The stairs creaked beneath the threadbare stair carpet. Click, clacks, said the boy, are the best monsters ever. Are they from television? I don't think so. I don't think any people know where they come from. Mostly they come from the dark. Good place for a monster to come. Yeah. We walked along the upper corridor in the shadows, walking from patch of moonlight to patch of moonlight. It really was a big house. I wish I had a flashlight. They come from the dark, said the boy, holding on to my hand. I think probably they're made of dark, and they come in when you don't pay attention. And then they take you back to their... not nests. What's the word that's like nest but not? House? No, it's not a house. Lair? He was silent. I think that's the word. Yes, lair. He squeezed my hand. He stopped talking. Right. So they take the people who don't pay attention back to their lair, and what do they do then? Your monsters. Do they suck all the blood out of you like vampires? He snorted. Vampires don't suck all the blood out of you. They only drink a little bit, just to keep them going. And flying around. Click-clacks are much scarier than vampires. I'm not scared of vampires, I told him. Me neither. I'm not scared of vampires either. Do you want to know what click-clacks do? They drink you, said the boy. Like a Coke? Coke is very bad for you, said the boy. If you put a tooth in Coke, in the morning it will be dissolved into nothing. That's how bad Coke is for you, and why you must always clean your teeth every night. I heard the Coke story as a boy, and had been told as an adult that it wasn't true, but was certainly that a lie which promoted dental hygiene was a good lie, and I let it pass. Click-clacks drink you, said the boy. First, they bite you, and then you go all ishy inside, and all your meat and all your brains and everything except your bones and your skin turns into a wet, milky, shaky stuff, and then the click-clacks suck it out through the holes where your eyes used to be. That's disgusting, I told him. Did you make it up? We reached the last flight of stairs, all the way into the big house. No. I can't believe you kids make stuff up like that. He didn't ask me about the rattle bag, he said. Right. What's the rattle bag? Well, he said sagely, soberly, a small voice from the darkness beside me. Once you're just bones and skin, they hang you up on a hook, and you rattle in the wind. So what do these click-clacks look like? Even I asked him. I wish I could take that question back and leave it unasked. I thought, huge spidery creature, like the one in the shower this morning. I'm afraid of spiders. I was relieved when the boy said, They look like what you aren't expecting. What, aren't you paying attention? We were climbing wooden steps now. I held onto the railing on my left, held his hand with my right, as he walked beside me. It smelled like dust and old wood, that high in the house. That boy's tread was certain, even though the moonlight was scarce. Do you know what story you're going to tell me? To put into bed? He asked. It doesn't actually have to be scary. Not really. Maybe you could tell me about this evening. Tell me what you did. That won't make much of a story for you. My girlfriend just moved into the new place on the edge of town. She inherited it from her aunt or something. It's very big and very old. I'm going to spend the first night with her tonight, so I've been waiting for an hour or so for her and her housemates to come back with the wine and an Indian takeaway. See? Said the boy. There was that precocious amusement again. But all kids can be insufferable sometimes. When they think they know something you don't. It's probably good for them. You know all that, but you don't think. You just let your brain fill in the gaps. He pushed open the door to the attic room. It was perfectly dark now, but the opening door disturbed the air, and I heard things rattle gently, like dry bones in thin bags in the slight wind. Click, clack, click, clack, like that. I would have pulled away then, if I could, but small firm fingers pulled me forward, unrelentingly, into the dark. now it's time for the third set of names, the second to last of our original 100 followers here, and here we go. Thank you guys so much. I deeply appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Go give them a follow, retweet their tweets, enjoy the content that they create. All right, now with that done, let's move on to the next thing. Here we go. Hey, all you cool nerds out there. Yes, you, the ones that like to play D&D. Is your gaming session a little dull? Is your campaign not nearly as exciting as you hoped it would be? Well, here, I may have an answer for you. It might just be the sound of the room. So here, take a listen to this. This is from Midnight Syndicate's latest album, Dungeons & Dragons. Everything you need for that special campaign that you want to add that extra epicness to it. It's all music of dungeons, dragons, wizards, warlocks, you name it, it is there. Need something for that little cave that no one seems to know what's inside? Or maybe you're at a tavern and you're meeting everybody for the first time. So check it out. You can check out the album on YouTube, their Spotify channel, or even buy the album itself on their website at midnightsyndicate.com. The last 20 names of my original 100 followers that have started this whole mess to begin with here. And here they are on the screen right now. Look at them all. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for following me and for some weird reason liking what I post. I don't know what it is, but hey, if you liked it, I'm really glad you did. And everybody here listening in, give these people on my screen a follow, a like, and retweet their tweets. I guarantee you they will deeply appreciate it as much as I have. And with that being said, we got one more commercial break, one more scary story to tell, and then the grand finale, the big reveal of my first persona that has been designed by all 100 of these followers. It will be something to behold for sure. I can't wait to show you. I can't wait to see it. I don't even know what it looks like right now, and I'm the one recording this long in advance. Hey, you wish Halloween can still continue on even into the winter months? Well, now you can, because Midnight Syndicate has released their very own Christmas album. Yes, the music group has been making music for over 2 decades for theme parks and haunted attractions across the US, has a Christmas album. So check out Midnight Syndicate, Christmas, a ghostly gathering. You can check it out on YouTube, their Spotify channel, and if you want, you could even buy the actual album on their website at midnightsyndicate.com. The Dark Web Mystery Box, written by Richard Saxon, a creepypasta. For my birthday, I decided to treat myself to a Dark Web Mystery Box gift. It was a service I used several times before, and they never disappoint, sending heaps of useless but funny things to my doorstep. I picked up the package placed on my doorstep and noticed a letter attached to it. There comes a time in every man's life where their skills and knowledge has to be tested. With that in mind, I shall set you out on a treasure hunt. Please follow the instructions within the box, and for safety reasons, burn every letter once it's been read or solved. To my surprise, the note was signed by Pete, my best friend since childhood. It was a neat surprise, but I was confused as to how exactly he got involved with an anonymous service. Whether he was just an active user there himself who had recognized me, or if he'd been contacted by the website. I didn't know. Nevertheless, it seemed like a cool gift. My first clue would simply be a piece of paper with 2 incoherent words written on it. Van Mace. Could it be a name? Maybe a location. I sat down with it and contemplated the words in front of me. Just after a minute, I realized it was an anagram. The letters had just been rearranged to form a new meaning. Man cave was the hidden message. It was a reference to Pete's basement, a place we frequently spent our Saturday nights playing video games and drinking whiskey. I burned the letter in accordance with the instructions and quickly made my way to the man cave. There, I used my spare key to unlock the door, half expecting a surprise party. Instead, all I found was another clue, an ace of spades and a picture. Both were pinned to a board with an unfamiliar knife. I removed the knife and checked out the clues. The picture itself was a place we frequently went with our friends to smoke and relax. A beautiful field. It was just a short hike outside the city. I made my way there in about an hour. Our usual place was hidden in the shade beneath some trees. Once there, I noticed a shovel sticking out of the ground. On top laid some fresh dirt. Spade. Ace of spades. Very creative, I chuckled to myself. Without hesitation, I picked it up and started digging through the ground. After less than a minute, I hit something solid. Expecting another clue, I bent down and brushed away the dirt. As I put my hand on the cold surface, I immediately retracted it in shock. It was Pete. Buried. Under the dirt. Dead from multiple stab wounds to his chest. In shock, I called the police, devastated by the loss of my best friend. While I waited, I sat down and tried to figure out what the hell happened. That's when I realized that I had burned every note, and that my fingerprints were all over the murder scene. From the strange knife in the basement to the key and the shovel itself used to bury him, I'd been set up. Alright guys, it's the moment you have all been waiting for. Yes, it is now time to see the persona that you, the original 100 followers, have collectively created. And just to give you guys a heads up, there was a slight change. The artist that has drawn this persona is now Anime Cat. You can go follow their work over at Anime Cat Art here on Twitter. Take a look at their work. It is amazing, so go check them out. You guys ready for this? I certainly am. And here it is on the screen right now. Isn't he cute? Isn't he adorable? I love it so much. It's awesome. It is so cool. Thank you guys so much. I sincerely hope each and every single one of you has a wonderful and happy Halloween. I hope you enjoyed this little fun podcast, whatever you wish to call it. It was definitely a lot of fun to make. It was definitely a bit of work, especially since I had to take on some very tough roles right now, especially at work. So this was definitely a bit of a nice break while still being a ton of editing to do. But still, it was definitely worth all of that effort. So I sincerely appreciate everything you guys have done. We're reaching up closer now to 300 followers now since I've started this whole thing, and it's been an amazing ride, and I still can't wait to see what the future holds. So who knows? Maybe I'll do another one of these next time. Let's see what you guys think on that. In the meantime, if you like this podcast, if you like this little message, if you liked all the fun that we had, feel free to retweet this tweet, send it out to all your little friends. Everybody, I hope you enjoy your Halloween this year. Please be safe, and we'll see you next time.